Well, I just saying that sometimes I just really don't get your sense of humor, Pika. Just you laugh at the oddest things. You think that the strangest things are funny, and then you expect me to read your notes here, and we're rolling. Hi, you caught me fighting with my executive producer again, huh? Well, that's okay. It's part of the creative process here that we have here at our channel. It's time. Welcome back for the comics coffee table. That's right. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa, whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today, there, pal. Sizzle chest, turkey pockets, however you identify in this grand spectrum of humanity that we have here on planet Earth. Pre-recorded but live before a studio audience of our stuffed animals here from our Boston studios. That's right. Someone's backing up. Or the turkey's done again. Beep, beep. Oh, that's a strong cup of coffee. Fresh, hot, delicious. Look at that. Don't you deserve a break today? I hope you're having a day of rest. It's Sunday. And you know what Sunday here means? It means it's time for... What's in the bag? What is in the bag? A bag of new funny books. Comics. Yeah, I spent about $33 at my local funny book bodega. The local comic book shop, the LCS. And I'm proud to be one of their, be one of their customers. I love my local comic book shop. I love going there and seeing what's new. I love reading comic books. I have all my life. And not only do I get my new releases and back issues at the local comic book shop, the LCS, the mom and pop brick and mortar shops out there, I get my supplies there. We're doing a rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing of my entire collection for the show this year, and I need supplies. Chances are you need supplies too. Oh my goodness. Excuse yourself. Don't burp on television, Pika. I'm getting my boxes there. I'm getting short boxes now. Getting my snugs. And my acid-free boards there. I could be getting these online at my at a discount too, and with free shipping and delivery. But how does that help my local comic book shop stay open and a thriving business? It doesn't. So I'm doing my part and I'm buying my supplies there because they need our patronage. Yeah, I'm a big fan of my local comic book shop, and I'm here for them as they're here for me. What does this mean? We'll get to that. Don't worry. I read a bunch of comics this week. We have the channel. Our channel has a friend who shares with us their digital comics. Yeah, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I read 19 new Marvel comics this week, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new DC comics this week. And then I just got a folder full of independent comics too. Different one. And I'm like, I've just opened that this morning. I got more comics to get to. We might do a supplemental episode later on in the week. Or like just the show just fills itself up with all this great content. We have all these great comics and not so great comics to talk about. Also, what is in the bag? Let's look at these real quick. All right, yeah. What's in the bag? This is the ubiquitous comic book paper bag flat that we get at the local comic book shop. What did we pick up this week? It's a stack of funny books. Now, and I read 3 of these digitally, so I still buy comic books, and I'm buying them. And one of them I never would have bought, and then I read this advanced copy, and I was like, you know what? I'm picking that up. That was great. That has a place in my long box. So, yeah, let's get to it. Start off with, I guess, the weakest one. This is Creepshow from Image Skybound Comics. I had reservations getting this because of Becky Cloonan, who has got me blocked on Twitter, and I've never interacted with this individual before. This is just like, sorry, uppity progressive people that think they're better than their customers or something, or I'm guilty of mind crime. I'm evil by adjacency because I follow the wrong people. How fucking juvenile is that? I mean, and how am I? And you know what? But I like Garth Ennis and I like Phil Hester, and I love Creepshow as the movie growing up. Not great. It was kind of a miss. I won't get issue 2. I'm glad I checked it out. I don't like to reward people that don't give money to people that hate you. And Becky Cloonan legitimately hates me or apathetic. I don't care. I'm not going to make her story up for her or them. I know that the impact, so fuck you, Becky Cloonan. Fuck you. Seriously. I have buyer's remorse and shame for buying this, that I actually contributed to your success, and you're a fucking punk. Sorry, there we go. But I love Garth Ennis and I love Phil Hester, and I had to make sure that, has Phil Hester blocked me too? I love his art, and his storytelling, but no, fine with him. This wasn't great. And yeah, so it's written by, it's two stories. The first one's written by Garth Ennis, who did The Boys and Hitman on DC Comics, did Punisher, Marvel Knights, Punisher Max, Steve Dillon and Ben Templesmith. Not Ben Templesmith. No. I'm thinking, it'll come back to me, probably at 3 a.m. I'll make a video just for that. Huzzah! But Becky Cloonan did the art, and it's very digitally. It's digital. I mean, not impressed. I mean, sure. I feel shame because I bought something with her on it. I do. But I took a chance on a new funny book, and that's that. Let's move on. This was my pick of the week. It's Werewolf by Night, and look, this is a miscut cover. Notice that the top is cut off, and then you have this. You can see in the bottom there. This is. I don't think that helps with the value much. I'm not sure. The pages are fine. The art in this is great. The coloring's great. The story's great. I read this and I was like, oh wow, this is so good. I'm gonna buy it. $5.99 later, I did. And Werewolf by Night. There's a Disney Plus show for it. This is an old 70s horror comic, about a heroic werewolf. And Elsa Bloodstone's in this, and these are great characters, great use of the characters, and really good art. And it was fun, and it's horror, and I'm glad that you. But yeah, I will buy a comic if it's good, and I never would have bought that if it wasn't, if I didn't get the exposure through these digital comics. I got Incredible Hulk number 4. It's art by Travel Foreman, which is really good art too. Yeah, and it's continuing Philip Kennedy Johnson's new run on this. It's going for horror. It's going for it's just really awesome Hulk transformation in this. It's Hulk versus monsters, and it's Hulk and Man-Thing too. I mean, look at this Hulk. Fucking A, man. That's great. It's really good. Let's go to file this, and I don't know why I'm still getting this, but I'm just an old Green Lantern fan. It's Jeremy Adams, who I really like. But I'm not impressed with the art. I mean, the backup story. It's, this is, I don't know. I just get this to get this. There's no other reason. I mean, the story will eventually get better. I mean, Jeremy Adams is really decent, really good at his job, I feel. And it's just like, just the art is like, it's just, sure. I mean, yeah. Yeah. And it's okay. I mean, yeah. But I get it just to get it, I guess. $4.99, DC Comics. And then I paid $8 for this. This was a Sacrificers #1, which I didn't get, and this is really, really good, by the way. This is Rick Remender on Image Comics. This is a variant cover, and it went for $15, but they were selling it for $8, which is the pull list price. And see, it's a 1 in 25 cover. There was another cover there too, a Tula Lute cover, and for the same price. But I picked it up because I had #2 ordered through Fantastic Comics with Yule Carter's shop. If you need an LCS and you don't have one around you, Yule's link is in the description of this very show. Hook them up, check them out. Talk to Yule. You could have a local comic book shop in your very own mailbox. But Yule's got my copy of Sacrificers #2 set aside. So I didn't have #1. And so I saw the variant cover, and I'm like, you know what? I'm a sucker for a good variant cover. This is actually a really good book. And looking forward to seeing where that's going. Great art, good story. And that is what's in the bag. Alrighty, well, let's get to it. Let's get to the DC con. Let's do DC first then, sure. Batman Incorporated 12 of 12. That wraps up here we go for now to the trade paperback. Sure, whatever. Walked into this cold. I like Batman Incorporated as a concept. It's Batman's international team of Batman. So there's a Batman of Japan, the Batman of China, El Gaucho. There's the Native American Batman, Man of Bats. There's Night Runner, who's the French Batman, who's into parkour. And whoever Ghost Killer is, I have no idea who this character is. I don't think I care very much. There's Green Lantern #3, I already mentioned. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, and I'm here for Jeremy Adams. Straighten up, you. Must keep the background, or else. Hey, you can't see Batman anymore. That's fine. Showing the microphone is makes me a real YouTuber. And I read Superman Lost. It's #6 of 10, written by Christopher Priest. This is an interesting concept. It's Superman. He fell into a singularity, and he comes back to Earth many years later. And so it's non-canonical. I kind of like the white outfit. He's got this white power suit that he wears over his usual blue jumper, and it's interesting. I like that. It's an interesting outfit. There is Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries 12 of 12. It's actually a $2.99 cover price on this, and on DC's Looney Tunes comic book as well, which is, I find that really interesting because it's DC Comics could be selling their comic books at $2.99. If you had this a newsprint copy with just for the shelves, and then you started your cardstock variant covers for the direct market and the collectors, I don't know. I mean, wouldn't it be? I wish I saw the physical copy of this to see what kind of advertisements are in it. I mean, that's the proof of the pudding is in that plate, in my humble opinion. We look at lots of old comic books here, and not that old either. I mean, comics from a decade ago, they were full of advertisements. aimed at who they knew were buying their books. There are like snack foods and video game ads. I mean, I just don't buy, literally or figuratively, that comic book companies mysteriously and suddenly don't know who their target audience is, and their grand land scramble, their grand land scramble for like this new audience that they're looking to get. Sure, I mean, good luck with that. Fine, yeah. Waller versus Wildstorm #3 on Black Label. I like Wildstorm, and this is like a mashup universe of Task Force X, Amanda Waller's thing and it's showing a younger Slade Wilson. He hasn't lost his eye yet. It's versus the Wildstorm people. It's like this mashup Earth. So it's not Prime Earth, Earth Prime, Earth Zero, wherever the F everything's going on right now. Because according to Philip Kennedy Johnson's backup here in Green Lantern #3, see somewhere the John Stewart backup features. This is another universe, another time. That's where it's happening, and but then the action comes back to where? Earth Zero. So are we on Prime Earth? Are we on Earth Zero still? I don't know. I kind of don't care anymore. It's a convoluted mess. I just want decent superhero stories without all the bisexual lighting that we're going to get to in a second. But Waller versus Wildstorm, sure. It was a hot mess. And walking into it cold, it's, yeah, sure. It's over the top, bloody action, meant for mature audiences with the Black Label. Then we have Mark Waid's World's Finest Teen Titans #3. I'm very thirsty. Dealing with Pika is an exhausting and sweaty enterprise. I must hydrate. I'm glad I put it down. It's not that great. I mean, yeah. I can't say that I like. I think I'm so picky. I mean, it's. I don't like Robin's outfit in a way. I like it in a way, but they messed the R up. It's the stylized R, and that's like Dick Grayson's Robin has the block font R, and it's. I don't know. I'm disappointed. Disappointed. Who cares? I mean, but it's okay. I mean, Mark Waid writes a lot of decent stories, to good stories. So, like I always say about baseball, hitters get on base, and hitters who get on base strike out more because at least they're swinging for the ball. So I don't know. Was this a ground out? Was this a foul out? Was this I don't know. It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't terrible. Oh gosh, I saved the worst for last. All right, let's talk about Danger Street #9. One of the most boring comics I've read recently. Oh god, this is Tom King at his finest. People, there are fans of Danger Street out there. My buddy Yule Carter loves it. I hadn't read any Danger Street yet. This is my first issue, walking in cold, and it was just. What was the point? It was this boring sword fight, talk fight, sword fight. I don't even know who the other dude was. I don't care. Was that Mark Shaw Manhunter? I don't think I care. I'm sorry. I had to open the window, get some fresh air in here. You know, peek. Sometimes you're stifling. And then comes, excuse me, Batman and Robin, Dawn of DC. Batman and Robin #1 by Joshua Williamson and art by Simone DeMeo. People liked this. I didn't. Joshua Williamson's a decent writer. Doesn't seem to land the endings of his event comics, such as Night Terrors or Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Batman and Robin #1. It's full of bisexual lighting. What is bisexual lighting? It's a joking yet derisive term for the overuse of purples and pinks. It's just the art in this is just so like over the top anime-ish. And the colors are garish. I mean, I just don't get it. I do get it because it's a trend. We talked about how Pantone's color of the year in 2022 is very Perry, this purple color, and how purple is the color of equality, and that's, you know, so just there's like this. The color purple is messaging an agenda in comics. It's inescapable. It's everywhere. And it's overused, and it's like I'm looking forward to when this trend ends. It also ends with me stop reading too. That's when it could end, to be honest. Really could. But yeah, I mean, some people, you know, that I know like this, you know, then that's fine. It's there to be liked. I didn't. I found it, yeah, just sorry, it just wasn't that good, in my humble opinion. Yeah, and just then comes the art, and then comes the coloring. Gosh, how much it's like you take every excuse to put that frigging color purple in anywhere. It's just, thank you. I'm done with that. I am. Are we done there? We're done with our DC comics. Alrighty, well, the 19 different Marvel comics we read this. There's X-Men Red. It was a real page turner. I read that. It was a real page turner. Yeah, I couldn't turn these pages quick enough and get it over. I just don't like it. It's just not. It's X-Men on Mars. It's big. It's vast. It's a lot of characters. There's a lot going on. It just wasn't, you know. I don't know. Not made for me. It's fine. X-Force #44. Sure. It's Domino and Sage and just, you know, it's got more to do with the Rasputin brothers. Yeah, just I'm not interested, but you know, I gave it a read. I read all of these, seriously. And then it came Werewolf by Night. Yeah, #1 by Derek Landy, art by Fran Galan, and just great art. I mean, pencils, you know, and interesting use of coloring too. So it looks like a lot. All of Elsa Bloodstone's stuff has vibrant color, and then Werewolf by Night has a lot of stark black and white pencils, and it's used for effect, and it's really good. I was very happy with this book, with this story, with the art, and it was a pleasant surprise, and I was so satisfied with it that I went and bought a physical copy. I'll pick up the next one too. I liked it. Yeah, a lot. Probably one of the worst comics I've ever read in my life. That's kind of hyperbole, but it's the Contest of Chaos annual event here. It's Venom, written by you, Alyssa Wong. Alyssa Wong, another, yeah, seriously, she got me blocked on Twitter for either its adjacency or when she took over Iron Fist the Immortal Iron Fist or whatever. She took away the Iron Fist from Danny Rand, and gave it to another person. It was an Asian person, sure, and but I've known Danny Rand for 45 years, and I'm thinking like, WTF? What's going on with Danny Rand? Why are you taking his power away from him? And it's like, and that makes me, that put me on some kind of anti-Asian American Pacific Islander list, because then Greg Pak's got me blocked now, and I'm like, I am not anti-Asian. I'm asking why is like it's like, this blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind. It does. Like, how am I supposed to want to buy these comic books? I don't. But guess what? I actually have something good to say about Alyssa Wong at the end of this list, because it's going to be the last comic alphabetic, because we're going reverse alphabetical. But this is the Venom annual. This is so awful. I mean, this is just, it's got Deadpool versus Venom, and because Alyssa Wong's writing Deadpool, which is also a terrible comic book, and this is, gosh, I don't know. I don't want to dwell on this. It upsets me. It really does. So good. Way to go, Alyssa Wong. Smiting your enemies. I didn't know I was your enemy. I guess I have to be, because you need an oppressor or something to justify whatever it is you need justifying, you asshole. Fuck you. I'm not anti-Asian. I'm anti-asshole. You fucking creep. Then comes Venom 25, which was $7.99 and 55 pages. And written by Al Ewing. And it's just basically a big fight between Eddie Brock and Victor Von Doom, and taking over, just like unstuck in time and antics, and just Doom sounds great. I love the way Dr. Doom talks. He refers to himself in the third person. Doom travels alone, Brock. I will leave you here, the bed you have made, to consider your many failures. If that's his accent? What is a Latvian accent? I don't know. But it was okay. Okay, speaking of you, Greg Pak, here comes your shitty comic books. Your shitty Star Wars Darth Vader comic book. Star Wars Darth Vader number 38 and the Dark Droids crossover event. Yeah, just a terrible comic book. Lots of bisexual lighting. Like, that color purple is being put everywhere. It's pervasive. It's obnoxious. It's like, and it's like, oh gosh. And speaking of Star Wars, Disney Star Wars, it's not Star Wars anymore. It really isn't. It's just a brand. It's just content, and it's a lifestyle brand now. And if you're a Disney Star Wars fan, enjoy it. Enjoy your content and enjoy your lifestyle brand. It's not mythology anymore. It's not special anymore. It's a safe space. Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is Disney's safe space. Safe space. Disney safe space. Disney makes a safe space. Do. Safe space. Yeah, I know. No, it was a really crappy issue. I mean, I'm saying that just like as a lifelong Star Wars fan. It's just there to be avoided. I wish I could like it. It's just terrible. All right, I got standards. You do too. I hope you do. Then comes Star Wars Obi-Wan issue number 1. Salvador LaRocca does the art, the interior art in it. So the art in it is pretty interesting. It's pretty good, but it's just it's the Obi-Wan show in a comic book. If it was bad enough, it wasn't bad enough the first time. here's some more waste of resources. Like you can't, give us a good Star Wars book, but here's your content. Yeah, here's your safe space. But nothing bad, the foolishness of Ahsoka and the lightsaber, wound. And I'm just done even caring about, paying attention to the ongoing fights on Twitter. Every day is a nightmare on Twitter when it comes to like Disney fans versus old fans of Star Wars. And I get it why the Disney fans act the way they do, because they took away our toys and they broke them. So that's why they treat us like we're going to take away their toys and break their toys, because that's exactly what they did to us. They took away our Star Wars and they broke all of our toys. And they're smug and they're unlikable. And just enjoy your content and your lifestyle brand. Have fun. I believe in karma. So we all got it coming. All right. Which one is this? Spine Tingling Spider-Man. Boy, Saladin Ahmed. It was long, 90 pages. It was $9.99, I believe, and it was originally done in Marvel Unlimited. So this was just was web content, and now it's printed up. Enjoy your content. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it wasn't. No thanks. I kind of just, the one comic of this, I kind of just like really glossed over. I just kind of like, my eyes glazed over. I was like, I don't want to, just, it was a bit torturous. There was Red Goblin, number 8. When it comes to, this is Normie Osborn, the son of Harry Osborn and Liz Allen, the grandson of Norman Osborn. And he's got his own symbiote named Rascal. And yeah, so there's just stuff happens, and digital art, and it's terrible art. There's Miles Morales, yay, of whom I actually read his comic book this week too. Let's see, it's Miles Morales Spider-Man number 10, Legacy number 292. Terrible comic book. Bad Blood Part 1. Years ago, high school student Miles Morales, blah, blah, woof, woof. Okay. But yeah, I mean, more bisexual lighting. Again, you can't escape this shit. I mean, oh yeah, this is what I hated about this issue. We got Doc Savage, who is actually like a therapist. There's a famous X Factor issue about him, doing crisis management with the next team after I think the Mutant Massacre. I forget. But now he's a Gamma Sasquatch. But he's playing therapist to Miles Morales, a badly drawn comic with all this bisexual lighting. But it's like, this is someone's therapy fucking session. This isn't a comic book. This is terrible. I mean, the overdoing of trauma and I just, can we have resilient heroes? Can we have strong heroes? Does everything have to be some fucking therapy allegory? How will we keep our therapy? You shouldn't want to see a therapist. You shouldn't want to have to keep going back to your therapist. Why do we have to keep having therapy sessions in comic books? I get it. I mean, and some of my favorite YouTube creators out there there is a slant to be had out there for mental health and everything. We're in a mental health crisis. Why? Well, because it makes people money. Your weakness is their advantage. Your weakness is their strength. They want to make money off you. Sure, keep you weak and keep you needy. So Now we have this trauma cycle. I mean, I've been traumatized. I legitimately have been diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And by my therapist. So all I see is this cheapening of the word therapy and the idea of trauma. And it's got a lot to do with making these terms so commonplace that everyone thinks they're traumatized now. People say, oh, this experience that I saw on TV traumatized me. You know what I mean? Oh, this political stuff traumatized me. Oh, this trauma. No. Trauma is real. You can cheapen my experience when you make these things like wholesale. But like, oh gosh, this is just and Blade and his snarky daughter show up at the end of it. And she's got bisexual lighting all over her too. Well, that's her character though, apparently. So that's fine, right? Sure. I mean, I don't care. I'm just all set with the color purple. And I'm a Prince fan. I love purple. Love Purple Rain. Hulk issue 4, yeah. Bringing in Man-Thing. What's a Man-Thing? It's a swamp creature. And that's about it. Yeah. And it was a decent issue. Just a lot of talking, Not a lot of action. Just setting up for the next story. But it's got a really good Hulk transformation, but yeah, it's like they're written for the arc. So like I said, there's not a lot going on. It's kind of like the first issue all over again. A lot of blah blah blah, not a lot of Hulk, but I guess we'll get more. We got a lot of Hulk by issue number 3. All right, so it does pay off. And I am in and buying Incredible Hulk right now. So, yeah. There's Ghost Rider number 18, Legacy number 261. This one was okay. Written by Ben Percy, art by Carl Arsenito, and this is more to do with Johnny Blaze's girlfriend, Talia Warroad. And this is her origin story. And it's setting up the next arc. But, just digital art, digital coloring, digital this, digital that. I think just lacks, I don't know. Am I a grumpy old fan? Am I, Pika? I am? No, you're a ray of sunlight. Oh boy, Death of the Venomverse, issue 4. Still, the best part is the backup feature of Kid Venom by Taigami, and this thing's just a mess, man. It's just symbiotes, anti-Carnage, anti-Venom, Venom. This and thatums. It's visually a mess. Yeah, like the guy's ripping off Humberto Ramos' style, I think. When it comes to human faces and stuff. I don't know. It's just, this thing is just 33 pages. I hope you like it if you're liking it. Don't let me get you down, please. Coming to Daredevil, issue number 1. A new number 1. It's Legacy number 662. Written by Saladin Ahmed. Drawn by Jason Cooter. What an amazing John Romita Jr., Scott Hanna cover. $6.99, 43 pages. But like more bisexual lighting. More digital this and that. ugh, it's so fucking tired. But you gotta, just Matt Murdock coming to terms with who he used to be, who he wants to be, and the devil that lives inside of him. Blah blah. There's some really good fight scenes in here, though. I will say that much. And this one page of Matt fighting a gang of 3 thugs, and it's just really well done. But like I said, just any excuse to put this color purple in everywhere. It's obnoxious. And just like, so I'm just, this is, Daredevil. It's competent. It's okay, sure. Children of the Vault #2. It's just basically more bisexual lighting. Yeah. Oh God. We get it. Yeah. I don't care anymore. I just. Children of the Vault. It is what it is. I mean, these memo pages. It's like homework. You know what I mean? Just, it's not fun. Yeah. Oh well, that happened. Captain Marvel Dark Tempest #3. More bisexual lighting. This color purple. It's everywhere. It's obnoxious. It's pervasive. It's a distraction. It's a negative distraction to me now. Oh gosh. At least Ian Nesenti can make a somewhat likable Carol Danvers. But the rest of the cast of characters are really unlikable. Everything's fucking purple. And just, oh gosh, this is just, no thanks. All right, here comes a good one. Al Ewing and Leonard Kirk's Avengers Incorporated, issue #1, 33 pages, $4.99, and it was good. Yeah, it's like it's Janet Van Dyne, not Janet Pym, and she is doing kind of like murder investigations. So it's like there's a muted color palette. It's very selective with its coloring. It's interesting. It's done for effect. It's like someone read Matt Fraction and Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon's Casanova and wanted it to make a Marvel version of that. And but without the super sexiness. It's decent, but I'm glad I read it. Sure. It was okay. It was better than most of the stuff this week. Like Astonishing X-Men #2 by Steve Orlando, where you can have lots of bisexual lighting because, Bobby's gay. And it's just like color purples everywhere in this magazine, and we see, just the only thing I got to say about this is like it's not made for me. At least there's a somewhat competent superhero story in here somewhere. It's better than issue 1, which was terrible, I thought. But this is like this. I don't know if it's either comeuppance or if it's just like, well, this is equality. Well, you've had years of seeing straight people waking up in bed. Now you have to look at gay people waking up in bed for modernity and equality's sake. I guess so. If you want, sure. It's not made for me. I can respect that. That it's made for you. If you so, but I don't think it's normalizing anything. I think it's just simply not made for me. I'm fine with that. So I hope whomever this is made for is buying it. So, yeah. And the last comic I'm going to review for the Marvel comics It's written by Alyssa Wong. It's for $5.99, 48 pages. It's called Alligator Loki #1. So it's like there's a version of Loki that's an alligator. He's got the hat and everything, but there's no dialogue in it. It's all sequential art. And this was done on the Marvel Unlimited app, so this is printed up webtoons again. Yet, one thing I do like about this is that it's all show no tell. It's got a lot of bright colors, and it's cute. So it is supposed to be cutesy cutesy. That's what it's got going on for it. But it's got no dialogue. It's all show don't tell, and they're basically like 2 to 3 page little tales, sometimes 4 or 5, but they read like an old Sunday newspaper. Oh, the baby's awake from next door. Can you hear the baby crying? Well, I hope it doesn't bother you. There's just a baby. That's what babies do. That's how they communicate. And it's about Loki as an alligator getting into antics, but the way that the panels read and they progress, the storytelling, it's a lot like a Sunday newspaper funny page, and I really like that. This is literally the best Alyssa Wong story I've ever wrote. I mean, ever read. And this is completely fine. It's great. I like it a lot. To say something good. That's just criticism. I didn't like the Venom annual. I don't like her Deadpool. I don't like her, I don't like being judged by her either. Seriously, that just takes all of the wind out of my sails when it comes to approaching a creator like that who does that for their reasons of adjacencies. And I'm adjacent to evil, and that makes me double secret probation evil, and then I don't understand my place or something. I don't fucking care. Fuck you, kid. Seriously. But this was a really decent comic book you wrote, and it's fun and it's cute, and it just, I think it's got a lot of strengths to it, and it's because it's all show don't tell, and it's fun. It's literally fun, and I don't care about the spectrum of who is representative or anything. I don't care about Squirrel Girl or the Captain America of the rails or this or that. It's really decent. It's fun, and it reads like an old Sunday comic book, like an old Sunday newspaper. Funny pages, they would it has charm. It's got good pacing, and like I said, just the best thing I've ever read from Alyssa Wong. I can compliment people that I don't like. That's fine. That's part of it. I'm just not gonna be judged by someone, and I'm definitely not gonna give money to people that hate me, because that's a hateful act. It is. I was put on a list of deplorables, and I was put on a list and taken care of. That just something scary. There's something morally wrong and scary about that. Very impersonal, or I don't know. Just it gets me. It's touchy. I'm a touchy. I have my sensitivities. Sure, why not? Oh boy. Yeah, so that does it for this week's new releases. We got 19 Marvel magazines. Most of them were pretty bad. And how many? We had 2, 6, 8 DC comics. I didn't read the Batman Gargoyle one with Raphael Grampa's art. I would have, if I could have gotten my hands on that Paul Pope variant. I would have been down for that. No thanks. But yeah, Batman and Robin #1 was just a complete miss for me. Story-wise, art-wise, just the fucking purple everywhere. I mean, the Batman Scooby-Doo was pretty, that was fun. It was fun. And I like the design of the Batman Beyond outfit. The art in it was pretty, it was pretty decent. And I like the cover price. It's $2.99. And it's just proof that, just DC could be making affordable comics, and you could probably be selling them in more places, but I don't think they're in it's funny. I don't think these comic book companies are in do they really want to be selling comic books? They're very, from creators that block people on Twitter, that turn off. That disparages the product. It really does. I mean, to just so narrow of like a marketplace to where you can actually buy these things. It's like that they don't want to be doing their job. I mean, I don't get it, really. I mean, shouldn't they want to? If you want to be selling these to a greater spectrum of humanity, where is the marketplace for that? There's a kind of like lack of authenticity and a lack of genuineness. You've made the writing staffs as diverse as you can because that's your hiring practices. It's got nothing to do about talent or about storytelling. It's about models of normalizing things that have been marginalized in the past. But these are corporate comics. These are corporate owned presses. They're only going to do what their HRs tell them to do. There are independent stories out there. There is better art out there. And the big two only, they're one-trick ponies. But since you're putting this concerted effort and intent into wanting to get a more diverse audience, where's the marketplace? Where are you selling these? How are these people supposed to find the titles to support? It's not like last week's Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville. Written for and made for ladies. Fine. Where are they going to pick this up? In serialized format? Or are you just waiting to sell the trade? And where? I mean, at bookstores? Online? I mean, I think there's some kind of illusion of the serialized format. And I'm questioning, like, why even sell floppies? It's like, I want to say I don't get it. I do get it. And it's weird because where are ladies and alphabet people supposed to find these offerings that's being made, crafted exclusively for them? They still make comics for the quote unquote typical fans. They do. They really do. They're out there. There's plenty of them too. I read these comics every week now. I mean, I'm reading a shitload of different comics now. I'm very grateful to my friends who know who you are if you're watching. Thank you. Keep them coming, please. I'll read all of them. I do. I love reading comic books. And I'm glad that I'm pirating them in a way. I'm glad that, I'm not giving my money to Alyssa Wong. But guess what? I would, Alligator Loki was pretty fun. And that was okay. And I would. But I'm not going to. Because you got me blocked on Twitter. Because you're an asshole. It's not because I like Ethan or because I follow Malin or I, buy the wrong people's comics or that I, say WTF to like, what's wrong with Danny Rand? What are you doing to my old friend? I can't ask about my old friend. I've known him for 45 years. I have this non-delusional parasocial relationship with Danny Rand. What's going on with Danny Rand? Oh, that makes me a bad person. No, it doesn't. It makes you a judgmental twat. You fucking jerk. Fuck you. That gets me so riled up. You see, anyone who watches this show knows, like, he takes that really personally for some reason. I don't know. This is like, he's always talking about being blocked on Twitter and bisexual lighting. And like, I think he's like one of these, he's this far alt-righty, Nazi, Yahtzee, Vistaphobes. Sillies. No. Disagree. But yeah, we read a lot of comics. We got more comics to read too. And what are you reading this week? What did you pick up this week? Let me know in the comments section. I would love to know what's under your nose. What are you reading? So yeah, it's new release roundup day. We did spend some money at the comic book shop, the local comic shop, the LCS, the Funny Book Bodega. We're getting our supplies there. We're getting our boxes, our boards, our bags at the local comic book shop. You should too. That's like the mission of this show, is to remind you, get your ass out of your seat and go to your local comic book shop. If you don't have one around you, there's a link in the description. Talk to Yule Carter of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California, and you could be just a mailbox away from your own local comic book shop. Seriously, hit them up. And yeah, like I said, like I have buyer's remorse over this, that I spent money on a Becky Cloonan comic book. And I also spent money on a Garth Ennis book and a Phil Hester book, and giving this a chance too. I just thought that both stories were, they just, hey, but they're horror stories though. I mean, the first story here is kind of like, it reminds me of an old science fiction story. So it's like a retread of something else. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Oh, sorry, Pico, we can't find that. Yeah, it's just, it was a short horror story. A short horror story I read when I was a kid. So it's just like this. It's about this is a pro-lifer, and it's about this. It's about shouldn't have about aborted babies and shit. But I just sorry, just complete miss for me. Creepshow #1. But yeah, I mean, seriously, Werewolf by Night, and Incredible Hulk 4. Hey, look, 2 Marvel comics. Remember, like this a year ago, I wouldn't touch Marvel comic books because of the blocking, because of Dan Slott, because of Donny Cates, because of Greg Pak, because of Alyssa Wong. All of these Marvel-oriented people, and I'm like, fuck Marvel. I mean, like, but proof of the pudding's on the plate. What am I buying? I bought 2 Marvel magazines. I bought 1 DC, got 1 Skybound, 2 Image comics, basically, too. And that's what we got for this week. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Wow. I need more coffee. You have a great day. Make sure you make Star Wars a safe space. Safe space. Star Wars is a safe space. It's not Star Wars anymore. It's safe space. Wow. Well, you have a wonderful day. Happy Sunday. And God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. If I'm able to make the live chat premiere, I will. I'm usually coming home from work at that time. And this is me on the subway home talking to you all. Thank you so very much. You have a great day. Good to see you. And forgive my low energy. Just one of those. I had a long night. You have a great day. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming by, and we will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye bye.